So in my previous video on change, I shared how the rule number one for any change is to realize that you don't really want to change, because when you want to change, you already have the change. So there is some excuse or some incongruent vibration or thought form going on within your energy field and your mind that doesn't allow you to change. So another important thing to offer is that there is only the change or the postponement thereof, and there's nothing in between. To really inspire you to shift, continue to shift and accelerate your ability to tune in to what's preferable, what's in alignment, what's true versus what's untrue and false and limiting. And then to actually make that shift quicker or faster with more flow, more streamlined with practice, is to, in a way, set yourself the following ultimatum, which is that there's either the change or there's the postponement thereof, and there is no distinction. There is no in between, because oftentimes we'll be fooling ourselves. Like, we already know instinctually within our hearts, we already know who it is we want to be in that moment or in that situation, or in general, like bigger overview, who we want to be or become, how we wish to crystallize ourselves as this free agent of the one infinite creation. So the problem really is not what I want to become or what I wish to align to or what I wish to experience. The issue also is not how, and this is an important distinction. Most people think, okay, maybe I do know what I want to become, or at least I have this intuitive sense of what I wish to become, what I wish to share, what choices or decisions I wish to make, what vibrational state of being I wish to be in and exude and share with others. But most people think that they don't know how to. They think it's the how that prevents them from being what they want to be. This is not true. If you're asking yourself how, it means you're postponing the change. So any answer you could get to the question of, well, how do I become that which I intuitively know I'm here to be? Then it means you're not really wanting to change. Again, it comes back to rule number one in a way. It's the foundation. So again, now you can ask yourself, why do I not want that change? But the thing is, usually when we get a practice to then become the change, we try to practice or work our way up to changing. But if you really realize your capacity as an infinite consciousness to choose between parallel realities, to choose between vibrational resonances, to choose between anything, to choose an intention, to choose a state change, if you really had to, or your life depended on it, and you know what it is you need to become, and if you wouldn't do that, your life depended on it, or someone else's life depended on it, suddenly you'd be able to just be the change. If you had to, you'd be able to. If you had to, you'd be able to. So that's the difference, you see. But then we fool ourselves by continuously asking how, and we go to teachers or teachings or trainings or workshops. Nothing wrong with that in terms of upgrading your consciousness and having a communal experience with the people there, making new friends, and just having an experience. But what's important to realize is that if you haven't changed yet, then it doesn't matter what you're doing to get to the point of change. It's still just a postponement of change. So again, there's only the change or the postponement thereof. So if you haven't changed into what you know you wish to become, just understand that you're still postponing it. So you must have a different priority that's fixated, that's fixating you, that's anchoring you in the old reality, the old version of you. If you can find out what that is, first you have to be honest with yourself. That's why this is important to understand. There is no in between. There's no like, yes, I am changing. No, you've either changed, you change right now, like into everything you've ever wanted to be. You change it right now. You become that version. You become that state of being. It's a state change. It's a decision. It's a call on your behalf. You have to make that shot. You have to call that shot. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You're just going to continue to postpone and postpone and postpone and come up with reasons as to why you can't make that change. But it is all up to you, you see. So again, rule number one, if you're not changing, it's because you don't really want to. Whatever you have is an indication of what your truest intention is. You may say it's something else, but if it's not what you have, then there must be another intention underneath the more obvious one that you haven't fully identified with or you don't want to fully admit. First step is to admit that, to acknowledge that you have such a priority. And then rule number 2, as an additional empowering effect, doubling the empowerment effect of this sort of how to change protocol, is the realization that if you don't change right now, if it's not there, then you're just postponing the change. It doesn't matter if it's a spiritual practice, doesn't matter if it's a workshop, you're postponing the change. Recognize this, again, same as rule number 1, acknowledge this. And then ask yourself, what are my remaining anchoring beliefs that prevent me from truly just changing right now? Again, if you had to, you would have. Okay. That being said, all is well in this vast expanse of the infinite creator, and all is the one infinite creator, and you don't have to change. That's also a rule. Maybe I should make a video on that. You don't have to change. It's optional. This is simply sharing that if you want to change, or if you say that you want to change, then here is some of the understandings as to why it seemingly isn't happening. That's because you don't really want the change, and it's because you're postponing the change using excuses, whether they be spiritual, psychological, relational, logistical, but there's always this lack belief that anchors you in a version that you don't want. You already know, you already instinctively know what you came here to be. The question is not what are you here to be. The question isn't even how to get there. The principle is all about seeing it, feeling it, and being it. It's about making that choice to become that which you instinctively can see and know and intuit. It doesn't have to be all visible, but you know there's this gem, there's this diamond in the making within your heart that you can contact. So as soon as you contact that, there is no real excuse, because if you can see it, you can be it. If you can sense it, you can change into that state that is commensurate with that which you're seeing, that which you're sensing. So again, be the change. Change now. There's only the change or the postponement thereof. You pick. I love you.